Hello all, it's Matt Goodman back for another update on the railroad construction. This one's going to be focused on the construction of the industrial lead through Circleville. The lead, which still exists today, was the original right-of-way through Circleville. When the Norfolk and Western double-tracked the line between Portsmouth and Columbus, they took that opportunity to reline it through Circleville to ease the curves. And then the old main was used as the industrial lead for the major customers along the line through here. The construction is similar to described before. Here I'm using a 32-inch radius fixture to create the curve to bring it back to the main line. Once I was happy with that particular curve, put some clamps on and put a screw or two in to kind of tack weld things in place, so to speak. Then went on down the straightaway a little further. Straights go very fast once you have all the parts laid out. One thing I had to watch for is make sure my center-to-center distance between the industrial lead and the main was consistent. As I worked my way down here, it's a fairly long straight. It's about 12 feet, I think. I found that it was starting to wander a bit, starting to curve a bit on its own. So I had to get a straight edge out in the form of an aluminum channel that I had purchased for a different project. I ended up not using for the other project, and found this is very handy for all kinds of things since not being used. So once I put that straight edge on, I had to remove some screws, make sure the spline got good and straight, reclamped it, and put the screws back in. As a reminder, the spline is made out of homosote. They're 2 inches deep and 3 splines wide to make the roadbed. This part will not have any ballast shoulders like I've used for the main line, because it's more or less at ground level. Once that's set, I'll put the final screws in curve and work my way to the east end of the railroad to create the next curve. And this is where the Norfolk Western had the curve eased, because the original curve was quite a bit sharper. The one thing is, I did not have, first here I'm cutting back the spline from the tangent so I can make sure that the splines I use in the curve don't have any joints in them. I was using an oscillating saw again for that. It's very handy. If you're going to build a spline, using an oscillating saw is going to make things quite a bit easier. Use a metal cutting blade, and it'll leave very little dust, and it's easy to make a nice straight cut. The roadbed here looks very wide, and the reason being is that I want my curve to be about 30 inches through here, and that particular fixture, the inside curve, that's I think 32. So I put 3 extra splines in there just as kind of spacers to make the actual roadbed, which is the first 3 splines on the right, make that curve tight enough, up to 30 inch. Now here I'm actually moving the straight edge down to 6 inches or a foot. I wasn't happy with where the turnouts and whatnot were going to come off. And so I moved that down a little bit and push the curve further back so that when it goes back to tangent here at the bottom of the screen, it's at the right distance, center to center, between the industrial lead and the main. So once I made that final adjustment, I made the marks for where the screws were going to go. I shot them in. Now it's 1.5 inches worth of roadbed. I'm using, I believe, 1 3/4 screws here, so I don't go into the spacer splines too much. Once all the screws are in, take the clamps off. Oh, here what you see me doing is shifting the fixture to the right. This fixture won't make a full 90-degree curve, so I'd start on the first 2/3, shift the fixture around to finish the last third. So there I'm pulling off the extra spacer splines, and it leaves just the right-of-way. Thanks for watching.